Low there or high? Alright. Right, height?
Height?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, does that need to go higher and up, down?
Maybe you should put it down a little bit.
No, I think
Hello,
I
if
think it's
anyone's
fine.
joining. Oh, okay.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Afternoon. As we debate on the height of our camera and whether it's the sensible height or not, I'm just going to do a little bit of spamming around the link.
So, for those that are joining, for those that don't know, we're Morgan Brandon, a marketing agency in Warrington, and today we're going to be chatting about TikTok. The things that are on the agenda are TikTok Shop, whether it's worth it, how to set it up, just our kind of overall thoughts on it. How to convert followers into customers, generate sales through TikTok.
Oh, shut my TikTok up.
We're also going to be talking about how home fragrance businesses, so like wax melt businesses, candle businesses, things like that can grow on TikTok. So I've got 4 tips for home fragrance businesses, which I'm going to do every 15 minutes.
Oh, keep it hooked.
Yeah.
So usually we take questions as well. So if you join us and you've got any questions, dive in and ask the questions. We know that sometimes we're just starting, so it takes a bit of time to get into it. It takes a bit of time for people to join. So we tend to just chat away. But if you've got any questions at any point, then dive your questions into the comments box and we can see them. So we are a marketing agency that specialise at the minute in TikTok. We cover loads of different areas, but really TikTok's a real key focus area for us. So if you have a business, or you're thinking about starting a business, or you work for a business and you're looking at TikTok as a thing to grow that business, then hang around here, try and pick up some tips and ask any questions. So we hope you enjoy. We'll hang around for about an hour. It's 1 o'clock now in the UK. I know we have some people that join us from all over the world. So 1 o'clock in the UK, finish at about 2, so about an hour.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
I don't have anywhere to go today, so normally I'm like rushing off to somebody.
So if anyone has got any questions, pop them in the comments.
I'm just going to be sharing this around, so if you are on other platforms, please feel free to share, or you're in any groups that you think might enjoy this content, then please do feel free to share the links around.
Yeah, and remember to double tap the screen, give us some likes.
Right, where do you want to start? Where did we say we start?
TikTok Shop, I've not wrote anything for that though.
TikTok
We're
Shop.
just going to wing it.
So, those of you that are joining us that maybe have a TikTok shop, I know this is going to come up further, so we probably shouldn't even start with
Are
this.
you joining the line on your phone?
I am, yeah, but I can see there's no questions yet. So once I do, I'm sharing and talking. I'm trying to do double jobs, and I'm a man and I can't do both at once. So, TikTok Shop is certainly a controversial or a heated topic at the minute.
Yeah.
I think the absolute bottom line of it for us is we think you should be doing TikTok Shop and doing it.
Yeah.
However, we know a lot of you are having problems with it, including us getting TikTok Shop set up, getting them working, and getting them going. It's causing some frustration, but we still, underlying of everything that we say today and maybe pros and cons and what's going on, we do think that you should be looking at TikTok Shop, so don't let us put it off. But what's some things that I've been reading some of the comments on the videos recently and some of the frustrations, and I'm not seeing many like, oh, TikTok Shop is great. We kind of sit here going, we need to do TikTok Shop, we need to do it. Maybe the ones that are doing great and making millions are too busy off spending the millions than comment on TikTok. But we do still think TikTok Shop is a key thing to be looking at if you're a product business.
Yeah.
I had an idea. I don't think I told you my idea.
I don't think you did.
So you talk about TikTok Shop, and then I'm going to remind myself of my idea. I'm going to write it in the phone so don't forget.
Okay.
So you can put your comments, and I'm going to come back with my idea.
Okay.
The idea is around how we can use TikTok Shop, because we've had a problem with TikTok Shop that we are a service-based business, and TikTok Shop only allows you to sell products. I think I've thought of a way.
Okay. TikTok Shop. Well, we've got a comment. So, Sense Studio said, "I'm thinking of starting a VA business. Would it be beneficial to start a TikTok or stick to Instagram?"
Do you know what VA business is?
Virtual assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say TikTok.
We say TikTok for everything at the minute. So. By the way, I'm a huge fan of VA businesses. At Morgan Brandon, we use VA businesses. I currently use 4 different people that are VAs, which are virtual assistants. So for me, in growing my business, we don't have any internally admin staff, and we can then use VAs that are their own little businesses and they're keen and eager to help us on tasks that they are specifically good at. So I have somebody that's specifically a bookkeeper, somebody who specifically helps with my emails, responding to emails, sorting out emails, just generally trying to keep my inbox under control. What else do we have doing? I have somebody that we use if we're doing a research piece and we set a research task up, and they'll do that research task for us. So when it's a task and it's go away and do this, I also use it for people. We have the same jobs we have to do every week, so we have to send some reports to clients that need the information gathering in and then doing the report and then giving it to a client. And we have a VA that does that, and absolutely brilliant, dead keen, eager, all run their own little businesses, so we're all good at what they do. So I'm a huge fan of the VA business model, and if any of you other businesses are around that haven't got a VA or have looked into getting a VA, I certainly would. So you're saying, would it be beneficial to start TikTok or stick to IG, etc.? What we often say, if you want to grow a massive business, you do have to look at every social platform, but still we would have one platform that you focus on and do well. And if it's you only want it to be kind of a small business that when I say massive against small, I just mean do you need it? Are you one person that needs one person's worth of work, or are you going to grow into a company of 50 VAs? Because I think the way you have to attack social is different. If you're one person that needs one diary fill-in for VA stuff, you would be fine picking one platform and doing it really well. TikTok would be advisable. You mentioned Insta. I think I would not at the minute necessarily worry too much about Insta. The only thing else I would consider is Facebook groups. As a business owner, I'm in lots of Facebook groups, so I think I would pick a niche, pick a thing that you're going to specifically help businesses with, find them Facebook groups that them businesses are in. So for example, I'm part of a big hospitality group that's got loads of hospitality businesses. So if you think, I could help self-lets or B&Bs or hotels do admin jobs or bookkeeping or whatever the job is, or respond to inquiries and specifically look at hospitality people, then I know a group on Facebook called the Hospitality Community that's 5,000 hospitality owners. So that would be a great place to go in, network, speak to people and get jobs. So I would definitely not write off Facebook groups as a method of kind of networking. And then the obvious one when it's anything business related is LinkedIn. But certainly on the VA side, the main VA that we use, I've referred on to probably 4 other businesses. In fact, I know, because I was about to ring them the other day and say that I've probably given them about 2 or 3 grand's worth of work with other businesses. So certainly referral and word of mouth is key, so doing a good job. But set up TikTok, maybe pros and cons, problems you can solve. I was looking for issues that I have, my email inbox is out of control, somebody just to respond to inquiries, somebody to get back quicker than I can. So that was something that I was looking for help on. So talking about that, I would certainly look at building a TikTok channel similar to what we have, educational. What can a VA do for you? Do you know problems that people have? Maybe hitting on things of blowing up inboxes. And for me, a big advantage of a VA is I don't have to pay somebody, let's say, £1,500 a month on a full-time salary. I can just pay somebody by the hour. So we've got a joker coming in. Never pick a fight with a dinosaur because you'll get your ass kicked. Do you like that one?
Yeah, it's alright.
And it's hard to please. So thank you. It's very helpful. Obviously, you're commenting off Scent Studios page. I would just be, when you have other businesses that's totally different, like Scent Studios, I imagine is some home fragrance, which we're going to come on to some tips about home fragrance. Home fragrance, get your words out. Home fragrance, keep them separate, because otherwise, we've got some weirdos. Oh, now we've got more jokes coming in. We just need questions on business, not jokes today. So yeah, keep the business account separate. So if you've got your Sense account, don't start posting your VA stuff necessarily on there. I would keep them separate. When there's crossover, fine, but your demographics for both of them are completely different, so don't cross it over.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll shut up. I answered the question now. Where were we going on there?
Well, we still didn't get 4 on TikTok Shop.
Alright, TikTok Shop. Should we do it, Anna?
Should we do
Should people do TikTok Shop? So Sense, she's got a Sense business. Should she be on TikTok Shop?
I think, yes, TikTok Shop, definitely. it can be beneficial. I think live shopping on TikTok is definitely an avenue to consider. It's getting a lot of brands, a lot of awareness, helping them generate sales. So I've set up the TikTok shop, even though it can be a little bit of a faff to set up and to sort out. But once you have got that TikTok shop set up, it's really easy for people to... You see the picture?
Yeah.
It's really easy for people to make a purchase. The aim with making the sale is to make it so that the consumer doesn't have to go through a long process. It needs to be as simple as it can be for that consumer to make that purchase. So with TikTok Shop, they've made it really simple so people can watch a TikTok, click your product and buy it in the app. So I think it is definitely something to consider, and the more people use it, TikTok will obviously get better at kind of, you know, distributing the money and whatever. So definitely something to consider. The pretty, I can't read my eyes.
So the Pretty Little Gift said, what brand can you use for personalised gifts? And I think that was a leading question, because I feel like the Pretty Little Gift sells branded gifts, maybe? Is that fair? Or am I reading between the lines too much? I'm too sceptical of people. On personalised gifts, this may not be what you're asking, but one of my favourites was, have you ever got you to order off Cadbury personalised gifts? So I always order off Cadbury's Direct. I don't know if I've ever told you about that or done it.
Right.
So like Cadbury's have a website called Cadbury's Direct, and you can personalise Cadbury's bar of chocolate, and I really love chocolate. So we've sent clients from Cadbury's personalised gifts straight direct. But if I'm honest, in terms of gifting, when we've like gifted clients and personalised gifts on clients, one of the things that we actually do or done in the past is use Amazon, sadly, and I don't like to push Amazon too much, but it's really good, and we've had people do it to us that like hit the nail on the head quickly to go, because people talk about personalised gifts, and I go, what a good personalised gift is given a gift that means something to somebody that they can use. So I was basically on a call with he was trying to sell to me, and I was saying, oh, this evening I'm going to Nando's, and then the next day on my desk was Nando's sauces, and I was like, that's pretty impressive. And I rang him and I was like, how do you do like, and he was like, as soon as you said Nando's, I messaged my VA, so we come on to VAs already, messaged my VA and said, can you send Callum from Morgan Branding something from Nando's, and she'd done it through Amazon, cost them what, £8 and been sent the next day. So I know that's not necessarily personalised gifting, but I would think about that if I run a personalised gifting thing, is how can you make it quick, efficient, come up with ideas. But to me, when I'm gifting to other people, I want them, and I know the point of personalised gifts is this, is to like you to like it and use it, because if I send you something that isn't a great gift, you don't appreciate it as much as if you're not. So I'm just finding it hard to get my products out there, and obviously I've just spoke about Amazon and Cadbury as like two of the biggest brands in the world, and that is the reality of it, is it's hard because I've gone to the easy places. So one idea that we just said about personalised gifts is they've just said that, well, virtual assistants that we were using were the ones buying the gifts. So corporate gifting, I think, will come back quite strong this year. I think people like to give, gifts and do stuff. So I've got to think about how you can get, bulk orders. And I think, corporates, there's a chance that we would come to you as Morgan Branding and go, right, we've got 20 clients we want to buy stuff for, £25 a pop, go away. And that's going to be better than, the odd thing. But on gifting, to me, it's always, you've got to help me solve the problem. So for me, I'm actually quite crap at buying presents, whereas my girlfriend's really good at buying presents. So if I saw something and somebody was like, you're crap at buying presents, this is how you can do it, and hit my pain point and then solve my issue, that's how I go with gifting.
That's the biggest thing. I literally say it every time I come on live, I think. But to address a pain point that your customers are feeling, especially on TikTok, at the very start of your TikToks in the hook, addressing that pain point. So like Callum said, you struggling finding a gift for whoever, your mum, your boyfriend, whatever. Here are some ideas, and then you can show off your products that way. That way you're not just saying, come on, buy my personalised gift, but you're saying, this is how we can help you, and you're positioning yourself as a solution to their problem.
Pause before you read another question.
Oh yeah, my first home fragrance tip.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those that have just joined, every 15 minutes I'm going to be sharing a tip for how home fragrance businesses can grow on TikTok. So that could be wax melts, candles, room sprays, anything. Oh, Katie's joined. Hi, Katie. I feel like Katie's my friend now.
Well, I was with Katie most of the day yesterday. So we landed a new TikTok client yesterday when I was on the phone. I told you, you've been emailing, I won't say who it is, but and I was with Katie when that did. And Katie was having a bit of a crappy day yesterday as a business owner. And I hope you're feeling 100% better today, because I was kind of bouncing around a bit excited and Katie wasn't so excited. So these are if you'd have seen me and Katie yesterday, it was the big highs and lows of owning a business. But we had a good chat last night. I think you're hopefully doing a lot better today. So yeah. We are friends now. That's good. So shows highs and lows. So home fragrance tips.
Yes. So my tip number 1 for home fragrance businesses on TikTok. I'll say this one because it follows on from what we've just said about strong hooks, customer pain points. So utilising the first frame of every TikTok that you're posting. The first few seconds of your videos need to include a really strong hook. So some examples for a home fragrance company could be, do you wish your house smells like, and then you could insert whatever scents that you've got so you can promote your products. The best scents for your home based on your aesthetic or based on your favourite celebrities. You can do things like that that's entertaining, relatable, again promotional without being too salesy. And then 3 hacks to make your house a home. So you could share some educational tips. You could say how your wax melt burner and your wax melt scents are lovely for the house and whatever. So just making sure that in every TikTok that you're posting, you're addressing a pain point or you're being engaging and you're having some sort of hook that's going to encourage people to watch the rest of your video. What are you chuckling at?
I'm trying to send gifs in from my phone into the TikTok because Katie was saying how funny it was the other week when Laura started sending stuff into the TikTok live and it all just went a bit mental, and Revel started that, so I was just trying to do it and mess around.
I think we missed the question.
No, there was one above. I've got it. I'm all under control in the question department here. So it wasn't really a question. It was something useful and well thought out. It's far more memorable than a useless item with your name on, which I completely agree. Like thought out gifts. What?
You've just attacked me because I literally got you for your
Secret Santa.
Yeah.
What?
Got your coaster with you.
No, but the coaster. Let's find the coaster because it'll be in here. I'll find the gift.
Callum's just going to find the gift that I got him for Secret Santa. Because what are you meant to get your boss, who is like a CEO? What are you gonna get him? I just was like, there's nothing, and he always drinks a Diet Pepsi. Got one here.
It doesn't just say Callum, it says Callum's Diet Pepsi goes here. So on well thought out gifts, it's about me and my Diet Pepsi sits on it. So that's a proper, it's you might have done it last minute and not really thought about it.
But I was the only thing I could think of.
So I can think of a time when I've got stuff and I just think, you've actually, like, rather than just buying me something crap, you bought me something good that I can use and enjoy. The only other thing on gifts that I always think is something that they can use over and over again. So and it doesn't have to be branded, is what I would think. I know this doesn't necessarily help this gifting business, but I do think gifting is a really important thing of doing nice things for other businesses. Katie, for example, one of my mates, and then comes on our courses, even though the course that we then ran was very similar to the course that she went on the other week. And it's like our number one fan. But to me, that is a bit of what a mate does or a business friend does. You do things that are nice to each other.
By the way, Katie, while on the topic, I am going to send you your audit today and your hashtags today.
When you get around to it. Instead of starting TikTok Live. Yeah. So somebody said to me the other week about like a gift. Somebody's getting into cooking. You could buy them a really nice knife. It doesn't need to be branded or anything like that. If that knife is a knife that they use all the time when they're cooking, every time they pull that knife out the drawer, they'll think of you. It doesn't need to have your brand on it. We own a marketing agency to talk about brand. But that is like, in a way, like the brand of you as the person, giving something that's useful, that you use over and over again. It doesn't need your name plastered all over it to be a gift. So, yeah, that was my thoughts on gifting. And I'm a big fan of gifting. I think that It's an important thing that people miss, just being nice. Why were we checking the bin for my Secret Santa present? No, it sits on my desk with my can on it, and I brought.
I mean, it is true. You do drink a lot of Diet Pepsi.
I have got a problem. I am waiting for the sponsorship deal. If
He goes through cans of it
would
every
save me a
day. How many
fortune.
do you drink a day, would you say?
6-ish, maybe more. Am I going to die? Does anyone know if I'm going to die? 6 cans of Diet Pepsi a day. I've just committed to it. So I don't drink any alcohol, don't do any drugs. I just have a problem with Diet Pepsi.
Don't say that on live.
What?
Don't say the D word. Get banned.
So, right. The Pretty Lips gift. Is having influencers good to help business grow?
Who's that?
It was the gift lady.
So I think with influencers, I think they can be good and they can be, really good as long as your target market aligns completely. If you're having we've had
Why are my friends counting my Diet Pepsi? 2 yesterday. The time that I see it, getting bullied here. So target market influencers. Sorry, I was getting bullied over that. Originally, when we did these lives, one of the first ones, somebody called Anna Mo Salah.
Oh, you didn't have to bring it up.
She really lost her head. So now when I'm getting bullied,
where did that come from? Why did you have to tell everyone?
Mo Salah, I always remember Mo Salah. One day when Anna's really big and you stood on a big stage talking about TikTok, I'm just going to come out with a picture of Mo Salah and that's going to be Anyway, crack on. Influencers.
So, I'll give an example. A client of ours has had a bit of a, not issue with influencers, but doesn't know what influencers to kind of go for. And they've had a problem where they've just been kind of hiring any influencers and it's not having any effect on their brand because the target markets of these influencers, they've got a big following, but they're not actually they don't actually care about the products because they're not, the correct demographic. And there's no overlap. So if you are using influencers, I would make sure that there is a very clear overlap. I think user-generated content is a big one at the moment.
So we're getting this thing, and I'm trying to put a fine line between an influencer and a content creator.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's a bit wishy-washy because influencers are content creators and vice versa. But if Diet Pepsi came to me and said, "We want to sponsor you and give you £1 million a year," I'd be like, "I'm your biggest fan. I'm in." But if Coke came to me now and said I have to drink
you couldn't
$1 million, I wouldn't be able to do it. You'd be sitting there and I'd have to have a Diet Pepsi wrapped in a Coke sleeve so I could drink it. So you'd know it's not genuine. And we talk about influencers stood here with pictures and just "Hi, Diet Pepsi, buy this Diet Pepsi." Do you know? And it doesn't work and we're all done to it and half like a minute Diet Pepsi advert. But what we're talking about now is if you find your genuine customers and get your genuine customers to make content about your product, regardless of whether they are an influencer or not. So some of the people with the biggest influencers, they don't have a massive following. They just have, 5, 10, 15, 20. I talked about the VA business before. So the VA that I used, I've now influenced 5 other business owners to use their VA services.
We just got a panda.
We got a panda.
Thank you for the panda.
From Tam to Bam. I was trying to send in something and I was I was trying to gift something to ourselves before send combo. Ha! See, there we go, working. Sorry, messing around with TikTok lives and should concentrate. But what we're trying to say about influencers. So make sure they're genuine. Make sure the videos are good. They don't need a following.
Especially on TikTok, if you're collaborating with creators, influencers, whatever on TikTok, even if they've got 10 followers, the video could go viral if it's good enough,
So that's about making good videos with meaning and heart and not just rubbish. So I think influencers and content creation is here to stay. I think the businesses that get a big difference between, especially product-based businesses, that I think that get it right and wrong could be make or break for some people. We talked about it with Katie actually, and I can share this story probably far and wide, it won't be an issue, is Katie sells children's toys. She has a shop in Chester and she sells children's toys online, wooden toys, good quality, and obviously has lots of fans that are really into their products. And she also has people her buyers are all influencers of a small area of what she does. Some of them might do a video on Instagram and only have 500 followers but lead to 3 people buying. And we often say this is to go, if I give you 100,000 followers and 1 sale, or 100 followers and 50 sales, which one would you take? And you should always take the 50 sales. If you argue that the 100,000 followers will get you more sales down the line or whatever, but in most cases they don't.
It doesn't.
Like, it doesn't. If you're not getting any sales to get to the 100,000 followers, the big numbers aren't what's important. It's the sales and the influence. So one influencer that sells 5 products, or one person that influences, because the word influencer just come from, like, if you buy something that I like and then I buy it, you've influenced my decision. So you've sold one thing. Do you know, influencers, you see people working with influencers and get 0 sales. 0. Like, so you give something to somebody that's got 10,000 followers and they get 0 sales. Like, I could give you something and you make more sales than 0, and you've got no other following, like, on, so these things of number of followers, it's the sales and the influence that they can have on people that really matters, not them big headline figures. Yeah. So some of the smallest accounts you work with can be the ones that make the big difference.
Yeah. Just a reminder for everyone to double tap the screen, keep the likes going, share the live around to your friends if they're a business owner. We've got another question.
I keep holding myself back. Mine is self-belief. So I think this lady's trying to say that she hasn't got self-belief. She hasn't got any belief in herself, and therefore it's holding her back. I look at you for the difficult question.
I was gonna say just believe.
Yeah.
But it is hard to believe in yourself. But you know,
I think people are searching for perfection too much.
Yeah. In what sense are we talking about here? Are we talking about on TikTok? In your business? You know.
But I think it's all the same. It's people are scared to put themselves out there because they're worried about in life. If we've fluffed up at any stage, if you're a kid or whatever, you get made fun of, and people. Not expecting anything back. I'm just saying, yeah, but this is chats and talking points of business owners. And I think one of the biggest issues with, like, use Katie as an example again. Like, she is sick at what she does. She makes good TikToks, but like she goes, "Oh, I'm rubbish. Like, I'm not very good." And I'm like, "Shut up!" And then you'll have days where you're like, "Oh, I can't be bothered. I'm not doing it." And then you do it, and it's sound. So.
I was talking, you know, I went on the radio a couple of weeks ago, and one of the questions that they asked, are you laughing at me saying?
I went on the radio.
I did, it's cool.
Anna should have a little flag that says I went on the radio. She's following it.
But the question that Leah, who was the host, asked was, do you think kind of like the vulnerability on TikTok is a big struggle for a lot of businesses getting out there? And I think it is, like, that's a big thing, and for us, like, again, we say this on most lives, but if you go back to our first videos, they're not particularly good. But
you give yourself more credit than you do. They're not particularly. They're crap. Like, you have to start by not.
You've just got to start. That's it. You've got to start, and then you know you're not going to be amazing at everything at first. But the more you do it, the more you practice, you know, the better you'll get. So I think just kind of having that confidence and giving it a go.
I think one of the things though is like self-belief and confidence, and talking about going live and what to go live about. Most times when we go live, we have no idea what we end up like talking about, and it kind of, you're waiting to do your 30-minute thing, aren't you? Do I have to stop?
No, but I was going to say on the live drop, and that was something I wanted to talk about today. So about lives, what to do on lives.
All right, okay. I'll let you have a minute.
Has someone said that?
No, they were just chatting. I'm struggling with going live and I don't know what to say. Obviously for us it's a bit easy because we've got 2 of us, so when I run out of things to say,
I can talk.
Foghorn opens up and then I can jump back in when Anna's run out of things to say. So
we've always done these lives together, but there was one time there's one time that Callum did it on his own, do you remember?
In my house?
Yeah, and why did you do it on your own?
Can't remember.
We obviously just couldn't do it at the same time, and like no one was interacting.
Just Anna in the live going, "Why are you doing a live? You don't say." So it does help, and I get that it makes it easy. But we're trying to find a way. We haven't done lives across other platforms. Live works, but I just think live is about the community element. So if you're struggling to go live, what we're trying to do with lives is build community. So see if you can find another way of building community, which is like responding to every comment, chatting to people on
video
DMs,
replying to comments.
video replying to comments. There's other ways you can build community without going live.
Yeah, but if you do want to go live, which we do recommend, because for us it's, like Carl just said, it is such a good way to kind of grow them customer connections, grow community. But if you are going live and don't really know what to talk about, don't know what to do, I would set yourself an agenda. We've not really done this before because we usually wing it, but today we've got an agenda, a plan. Is that not the word?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Agenda plan. I wasn't like the agenda is fine.
We've got a plan. So we've wrote some different tips that we're going to be talking about. So obviously, if you're a product-based business, which I think you are, it'll be like less tips focused. But you could say, I'm going to package 5 orders. I'm going to tell people about each of the products. I'm going to order a spin the wheel thing, spin to win. Like we've just ordered one. And you can ask people, comment your name, and I'll add it to the wheel. I'll spin it, and whoever it lands on gets 10% off.
There's so much. We're talking about TikTok Shop and lives. Now I look at the lives that seem to be doing crazy in the business at the minute are these ones that are doing interactive lives with TikTok shops. And I just go, think of QVC, think of all the shopping channels on Sky and how well they do. Turn it into TikTok, and they are going massive. So when we talk about this is what we're talking about. One of you guys here said, why not go live when you're working instead of talking? Katie, I know you have a shop. I've seen loads of people like Chippies and all sorts put the live camera like behind them in the shop with a queue and do like, I don't know, like you have to think of these things and become your thing, and like copying somebody else's idea I don't always think is the best way. I think taking inspiration from how somebody else does it, making your own. I think you'd be a laugh chatting in your shop, like literally when you're behind the counter chatting away doing nothing else, and then a customer comes in and you're chatting on your live and how do you do it. It takes a bit of balls to do, but I think it would then become a thing, and I think people would come to the shop in Chester. The guy that I always watch, I forget his name, Tim Hagley West, I think it is, he sells watches, and he does a thing where he goes live in a place and goes, I am here, the first person that comes and finds me gets a free watch, and they have to say, love your journey.
I've not seen that, but I've seen one similar where it's like people have to,
so we could go out and they go, love your journey, give them a watch. And I think, fab, that's his thing. And he goes to like the randomest places, and then like when he first did it, it would take like, he'd just be sat in a coffee shop for hours and nobody would come. And then now it takes like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think if you might look at him and go, oh, nobody would come to me in 8 minutes. Of course, if we said, come to Warrington now, come to our office, knock on the door, give you a free website, probably somebody wouldn't come. Like, but if we said, right, every time we go live, wherever we are, we're going to give you 100 quid if you come and find us. I bet you after about 2 months of doing it, there'd be people legging it up to us wherever we went live. So you've got to do these things and be a bit crap first before you get good.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you want to give your next tip before we go back to the questions?
Yeah, next home fragrance tip. Before I get into it, actually, we've got a few people watching, so if you are business owners, I know that a lot of people are commenting, but if you want to just comment what your business is, so we can kind of see.
Good idea, Anna. Well done.
Thank you.
Comment your business, what you do. Some of you guys we know because you're coming in and out of these lives all the time, but still put it in there because the other guys don't necessarily know what you do.
Yeah. So, home fragrance tip for wax melt businesses, candle businesses on TikTok. My second tip is to categorize. Basically, if you're a home fragrance business and you've got different things, so if you've got wax melts, candles, room sprays, because we've had a few of these recently, categorize your content within content pillars. So for example, you'd have wax melts as one kind of pillar, candles as another, and having these different pillars, and then working out what your main focus is on. So if your main focus is to sell out your candle range, having a larger proportion of the content being about the candles but still incorporating the other elements, and then not kind of steering away from these content pillars, kind of sticking with the pillars, utilising different content styles within these. So for example, you could have wax melts as one of the pillar, and you could think of like a topic to do with wax melts. So how to ideas. How to
Look, you're literally the ideas, but that is your job.
how to what's it called? How to get the wax out of the burner. What's that called?
See, I know what you mean. Anything to do with like moving.
Yeah, so like getting the wax out the burner.
Do you know what I am the
better
person?
term to
Do you know when
say
there's a
that.
candle on a table, whether you're in a restaurant or somebody's house? Or
Oh,
whatever?
do you?
No, no, not that. I'm just the person that I just mess with wax. So I like pour wax on stuff and peel it off, or pour it on my skin and pick it off. I'm a bit weird with wax.
That is
I think I've got over my wax problem, but any of these wax stuff that come on, do you know, have you seen people that like scrape it off the edge and put it back into the tubs? I could sit there for hours and watch that.
Yeah, so do that.
There you go. So,
But
but
my point
your thing was
was
focusing on different products.
Yeah, you could have one. That's wax melt in the content pillar. You've got the topic, peeling the wax off. You can make that into an ASMR video. You can make it into a slow motion satisfying video.
Does anyone know what ASMR stands for? Does it stand for anything? Because if anyone knows the answer to, does ASMR stand for anything, or is it like?
It must do, but I don't know.
Does everyone know what like ASMR is like the thing of scraping in, or what are the things like?
Like doing all like when you've got a microphone, it's
Whisper
like
sounds. Just relaxing and stuff. Good question, unsure. I don't know. Anyway, I'll Google it later.
So yeah, like all the satisfying stuff. You could do an educational post, how to remove wax from your burner. You could do some sort of trend about when you're trying to get it out. You know, you can apply it to loads of different content styles, and that's just one topic from one pillar. You can think of hundreds of topics, I'm sure, if it's, you know, in your niche. If you can't think of hundreds of topics and you can't think of content ideas, you can get in touch and have a call with me.
See, you can't be selling this, like your calls of you of content ideas, when at the start you looked at me going, have you got any ideas?
Yeah, I obviously plan my thoughts.
So I'm just going to run through some of the things that people have said that they're doing in here, just so you can see. 'Cause I think that was a really good question, Annie. You get 3 points for that question, because these guys have started chatting now, and then we have to catch up. So I'm looking down, because none of us can see that far away. We haven't got the iPad this week to see. So we've got Enzo Brand Photography, which is Emma, and she does photography. We've got Pretty Little Gift, who does personalised gifts. We've got Henry, who Hendried Beer affiliate. Sorry if I butchered that. Does affiliate marketing. We've got BM Goalkeeping. What's his name? Ben.
Bernard or Bernard.
Bernard.
I don't know how you actually pronounce
Bernard
that
or
name. That's awful,
Bernard.
isn't
Try
it?
and spell that in the thing.
Because I would say Bernard, but I feel like some people would be like Bernard.
Bernard.
You know, I don't know. It just depends.
I don't know how you type to us how you say Bernard or Bernard, but
Bernard is A. Bernard is B. Comment A or B. Or other B.
goalkeeping gloves and equipment is his business. Julie, who I know does design and make personal engagement / wedding rings. And we were on about personalised gifts before. What better way, like, what better gift to have as a personalised gift? I think sometimes, and I've certainly got some friends that get carried away in this category, that the value of the engagement ring is worth more than the actual ring itself to them. Like, if they're not getting an expensive engagement ring, they're not very happy. Whereas actually, that surely is the most important gift that anyone can ever give to you, and Julie does personalised ones of that, so I think that is a mega business.
Yeah. I like it.
Clothing, slogan suites, covering school run humour, MH, and day-to-day stresses. The Weasel in the Book said, do you sell kids goalkeeping gloves? She owns a shop, so she might be able to get them in there, or she might just be, I think, oh no, Katie's daughter is a goalkeeper.
No way!
Yeah, how good a crossover
get
is that?
chatting in the
There you
comments,
go.
guys.
I was thinking you were thinking you're going to have little goalkeeping gloves in your shop, and I was like, doesn't really go with the vibe of your shop, but hey-ho. Revel did that, I can't remember what.
Oh, it's
he
Revel
said.
back. Hi,
Revel's
Revel.
back. Kids aren't goalkeeping gloves. Oh my days.
So, everyone, remember to keep liking. Let's
Auto-sensory meridian response.
What?
I think we'll just stick with ASMR.
Did someone just say that?
Revel has googled it for us.
Auto-sensory. Wow, thank you, Revel.
I wanted to know. Excuse me, it's Hendry De Beer. I got it right the first time, and then I butchered it after that. So that's standard. I'm not. See if you're typing so fast that I can't even like.
Yeah, while Calvin's trying to find whatever he's trying to find, My next home fragrance tip for TikTok, wax melt, candles, etc. We actually have just unfortunately got into it because that wasn't where I was going with content pillars. But having that ASMR satisfying content is a big one. So candle cutting. Have you seen like where people like shave the candles?
Yeah. Or
like,
we've done one where they make a mess of the candles and stuff like that.
What do you mean?
Like, so you can do something like you shave the candles and it still looks all nice. And...
Oh yeah, I meant make a mess.
Oh right, I've seen some that like shave them and make the candles look even nicer even though they've been shaved, or people that just butcher
Yeah,
candles.
and then like time lapses as the wax melts like burning and that, you know. So ASMR satisfying content works really well. We've got one more home fragrance tip which I'll let you know in 15 minutes.
Super. So now they're on to goalkeeping. So there you go. I feel like we've just made a match on our TikTok live. Katie, if your daughter ends up in the WSL for our thing here, 10% of future earnings, thank you very much. Planing wood, yeah, Mr. Lyons' workshop is pretty good for ASMR. So the funny thing with, I really struggle with that word, ASMR. So the funny thing with ASMR is obviously ASMR is very personal to you, so it's what you find satisfying. So some people like nails on a chalkboard is like nice, and some people hate it. Do you know? And you can't do this through TikTok, but like the smell of petrol, for example, I love it. Some people hate it. So
I've got a good. This is not relevant to TikTok or anything, but does anyone else love the smell of windscreen wiper
washer fluid? Yeah.
Oh my god, it's the best smell ever. Whenever when you like clean your window, I just think, god, that is amazing.
Anna, have you gone through windscreen washer fluid again? It's just like keep going. So if somebody could make. We've always said that people always joke about this. Like
home fragrance businesses, I would buy a candle if it's not like that. Like we make one of them.
No, it wouldn't work. It works in your car. It doesn't work in your house. You can't walk into your lounge.
I would smell that all day. Love
it. People always said like smelly vision or whatever. Do you imagine if TikTok found a way of getting smells out of your phone? Like how addicted would we get to TikTok even more now? I'm sure that would be. Right. She's not touching on one. Katie was saying, I said 10% and she said after laughter and all. And obviously now the exciting thing I think for women's football, this is really off the piece because we're really into goalkeeping and girls now, is that like the WSL in England revels in Australia, so it'd be interesting to see what's going on in Australia with women's football or soccer. Is booming. The girls are pro and the Euros are coming up now. And I think for girls, especially of Katie's daughter's age, can look at girls and go, I can be a professional footballer. I think is really cool.
Yeah,
because Laura, my girlfriend that everyone knows, basically her mum stopped playing football, even though she probably now would be pro footballer, because she was like, well, it's not really a career playing football, because it wasn't a career when Laura was younger to be a footballer as a girl.
She would definitely be a footballer.
So I think that's cool. She wanted to play golf or football, and
she's good at golf.
And she got taken dancing.
Oh.
But if you look at that, you go 10 years ago, like dancing for girls is a career and golf and football wasn't, and now 10 years on it is. So I just think the world moves forward, doesn't it? So I thought I only liked these smells. Go on, Revel, give us your favourite smells. That might. As I was saying it, I was like, I'm not sure where this is going. One of TikTok, we just put out, it's a 15-year-old girl playing for Aston Villa Future. That's cool.
Oh.
Take on. Go on.
I was going to say, one of their videos got 25k views. One of their first videos, didn't it?
Good work,
guys.
Love to see it. You've done a Stratophil.
Yeah. So.
I should have.
Yeah. So we did a Stratophil with BM goalkeeping 2 weeks ago, was it? Maybe last week. I don't know. I'm not good with dates. But yeah, a couple of weeks ago, and he started like posting on a new account that he'd posted a couple of times on in 2020 or 2021. Last week it was.
They're all rolled into one. You're getting, we've got pet. You're doing so much at the minute that you don't know what day it is.
No, yeah, literally. But yeah, so we had a strategy call, went through all the different basics of how you can grow as a goalkeeping account, and in his first week of posting, 25k views.
25, that is mad. Why haven't you got any videos with 25k views on it?
The one I dropped is literally on like 20k.
We've got a video going like
semi.
It's very topical and like.
Yeah, everyone's having arguments in the comments.
Which is good. But I suppose that it shows like stuff that causes controversy. Do you know it does?
Yeah.
It's not really controversial from us, it's just controversial.
It's funny how TikTok works because, like, obviously I preach, you know, what to do, but this video that I'd filmed, you can watch it on our page, but it was an email that one of the graphic designers sent me, and it was just so, like, I have a big plan of my TikToks, I plan everything, don't I?
Yeah,
and that was the most unplanned TikTok. I just literally recorded the screen for 2 seconds and posted it.
But from my side, the minute I saw it, before seeing the views, I was like, this is going to pop. And I come in today, and I was like, we need to make sure that goes on Instagram as a reel, and as LinkedIn, because it's very, like, you just look at it and go, that's going to work. Like, yeah. I can't remember what I was going to say. The FYP really just fills the news. My FYP totally changed from last Friday. I think the thing is that I say about your own FYP is your FYP is the making of you and you only. So like any other platform, we can go, whatever you're seeing is a response to what you're interacting with. And if you want to manually manipulate that, you can. So if you want to go look, like if I said, in fact, we probably should do this when working with new clients. Come on.
I think it was probably going to be what you're going to say, but obviously I have to do my strategy call with Bernard. Goalkeeper videos keep coming up, and I'm like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, but I think, so I remember working with some clients in the early days on social and giving them advice. This is other platforms, this is early days of Morgan branding, is I would go and like and interact purposely with all their content to make sure I kept seeing it, so it kept coming into my feed. And if you want to manually manipulate that and go, right, I am, I don't know, wanting to lose weight, like you could just go to 20 different PTs that are posting helpful content on how to lose weight, go and interact loads with loads of their videos. I bet your feed is going to get inundated with lose weight. At the minute, I keep watching a guy that's called Beard Meets Food. I don't know if you've seen him, but he does like loads of eating challenges.
I love eating challenges.
So eating challenges, and now I get loads of eating challenges. That ain't helping on the weight loss diet.
I want that on my feed page. I love eating
so, but you can manipulate these things in your own feed page.
Yeah, you can actually hold down a video and say, I am interested in this, and it'll show you more content to do with that. So, like fitness, it would kind of push that content towards you, which is good.
But think about the effect of what that's having when you're a business. Is you want to, if I was a PT and Callum is here trying to get into more PT stuff and make sure you're, like, the reason I would follow a PT is because I want to lose weight. So if you're then a PT, you need to be posting content to help me lose weight and attract me to you and to whatever you're selling. If you then go down this rabbit warren of posting other content, you're not going to get me, who actually is your ideal customer, looking at your thing.
I think that's one of the big ones on TikTok, like sticking with what your target market want to see.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've seen a few accounts that you go onto the profile, like businesses, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're trying to sell. I don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
you know, and that's the worst. That's what you don't want.
Yeah, it needs to be. And I think, Joe, we've been talking about this a little bit internally, is to go, we need to be really clear in what we're trying to achieve with TikTok, which is on the free thing, is give loads of free advice, loads of helpful stuff, but make sure that's hitting small and medium businesses, not necessarily other agencies. We just want to attract business owners of small and medium-sized businesses.
Yeah.
We could drift into other content to get a bigger following, but none of that following is to do with what we want. So we may as well stay with what we want. And then once we get them people, how do we get them to the next step? Which ultimately is we want you guys to buy stuff off us, but how can we ensure that it's great value product, the stuff you enjoy, that you like us, that you trust us, and go through them stages? Because that, at the end of the day, I don't think we should all be scared of going, like, with the goalkeeping stuff, you want to sell more gloves, you want to sell more coaching, like, but if you give free tips on your page for parents on how to work with their kids and then sell them gloves afterwards, that's happy days. But if you drift into, you know, you're trying to sell goalkeeping gloves and then you're talking about rugby, like, but you don't do anything to do with rugby, that ain't going to help. No. You may get more viewers, or you may get a different type of viewers or whatever, but it isn't going to help your product. Do you want to do your last tip?
So my last tip for home fragrance companies was to hop on the trends. So obviously TikTok is built on trends. It's so important to be utilising these. You don't need to be using them as every post. You know, maybe like a 30% of your content should be trending content, the others should be more educational, original, promotional. But having a big push on getting those trends out there, because they are really good for brand awareness. They tend to get a lot of views if done, you know, correctly, if you've applied them to your niche. So yeah, just hopping on the trends and having that balance between trending content and then the original content that you're posting as well.
I think with the trending content, I was thinking about this because this debate of the Canva. So that the post that we've done is specifically, it's funny to not always a small business audience, but it's
not necessarily like just for those, but
so
people.
The post that we've done, just to explain, is Anna sent a request to one of our graphic designers to say, can they do something in Canva? Now, graphic designers basically like Adobe and not Canva in general, and our graphic designers don't like using Canva. So Josh's response was, what is a Canva? He knows what Canva is, he's just taking a piss.
It's just being annoying.
And it's just trying to be funny. But all we've then got in the comments is other graphic designers going, Canva's rubbish, Canva's this, and then other people going, Canva's great, Canva's this. So it's a post that hits a point that in reality we know a lot of small businesses we work with use Canva. A lot of industry.
I would use Canva.
Industry people like Adobe.
Because it's exactly.
So we go, well, I'm not trying to please industry people there. Weasel and the Bug liked it. I found it funny. As soon as I saw it as well, I saw the email. I was like, I know, like
when I read it, I was like, oh god, I knew he was going to say that.
Do you know as well?
My brackets as well on the email.
I saw it was like
Callum said to you to ask.
So. Also, you can see with these, like, and we're saying it's like genuine. It's not set up. We know what. If we'd have tried to set up that scenario, it wouldn't have been funny. But that is a genuine email.
No,
that Josh would be like, I'm not doing it. So yeah, it's genuine. It's funny. If we tried to set that up, I don't think it would work in the same way. So.
So House of Brows said, hiya, hello, thanks for joining. We are unfortunately only going to be on for another 5 minutes, so if you've got any quick questions, we'll answer one.
That is a good point. Emma said, because she's a photographer and people talk about phones v cameras. So we have photographers as Emma knows, and we'll be like, just use the iPhone, it'll be alright. And like that to him is like, you just use an iPhone, you're having a laugh. And like, you can take a good picture on an iPhone, and he's got all this gear, and he's coming with these tripods and his like flashlights and everything like that. But you know, sometimes fit for purpose and all that jazz. So. Right, so it's 5-2. So we will say this is the last question from Keepsake Skills. Join too late, House of Brows. Will you guys be going live again soon?
Sorry, we go live every Thursday.
I'm not doing it anymore with you.
Sure. We go live every Thursday at 1 PM. So yeah.
Subject to change.
Yeah, occasionally, but we have done it consistently in the last 3 weeks.
It's in our diary, 1 PM Thursday, and then maybe we are trying to squeeze another one in at
possibly
other
on
point.
Tuesdays as well, but that would be like kind of a last minute thing.
Yeah.
But if you haven't already signed up to our TikTok newsletter, we do send an email.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It is my plan. I've not done this plan yet, but on the email list, because you kind of subscribe to TikTok updates, I'm going to do like an email list and maybe a text list that people can join to get a notification of when it goes live. So you can just sign up specifically to hear when we go live and we'll send you a notification. I've not done it, but I will. So then you can just click, I want to know when they go live, whenever.
Yeah, that would be
good. Send it.
Yeah.
So Thursday, 1 o'clock, but I know that some people can't do this time, so that's why we might mix it up.
Sometimes we do like a 5 PM type of thing. We'll just, but yeah, if you're on the TikTok newsletter, you will be updated. If you also follow our Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, we're going to be posting every week when we're going live on that as well. So.
As Anna said, like, I did try and just like, I was like, I need to do more lives, and did it like sat on my own in my house, and there was like no people watching. So we know at the minute that this kind of vibe works, that we can keep chatting rubbish to people. So it works. The only other thing that Anna said was like, we could do another account where we like join it together and you're on, because obviously we do a lot of working from home now. We're in the office. Tuesday, Thursdays are the day that we tend to be in the office. So on other days we could go live, but we're not together. So we are trying to work out if anyone has any ingenious ideas, apart from us being on 2 accounts, if there's a way we can go live when we're not together side by side. I don't know, but I feel like we might lose it because I feel like we've got like an Ant and Dec thing going on where we always sit the same way. So we've got to stay the same way.
I think we should just stick into the office. Stay with the office.
We'll see.
Question.
I will do. I'm just double checking and can see it. I have to wait till... No, keep
we are
skills are coming. We're just gabbing.
Callum is a talker.
Gabbing
on.
on.
Won't shut up sometimes.
I'm a tumble. Is this supposed to be a trick question? I'm a Tumblr maker, and TikTok keeps sending me to other Tumblr makers. How do I get to my tribe? So this is probably Anna's favourite question. Woo. It's a really common question, not in your sense, but we get it.
So by interacting with people in your industry, so other Tumblr makers, I feel like that's
That is a word.
So it is good that they're on your For You page and that you'll be on theirs, because at least TikTok knows that you are a Tumblr maker. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So that is good. If it was other small businesses that, like, candle businesses, fitness, if it was nothing to do with your niche that was showing up, then I'd be worried. But it's good that it is your industry.
So we see a lot that small businesses then end up attracting other small businesses, not niche related.
Yeah. So obviously,
small business, which isn't your target audience.
No, and your problem is that you're showing up on the Tumblrs and they're showing up on yours, and obviously they're probably not your target market if they are creating their own. So in order to actually reach your target market, I would kind of have a sit down and think who is it that I'm trying to attract, and really break it down. Find people that search for people on TikTok that will be interested in certain things that your products will kind of like fit into that description of. So I don't really know an example off the top of my head for this, but if it was like jewellery, you could assume that the people wanting jewellery would be people that like fashion, and you can kind of search for videos.
So find other things that Tumblr, people are interested in Tumblr makers. The thing is, naturally, other marketing agencies and other TikTok agencies are going to watch our content. Revel sells TikTok ads, watches our content, will show on our feed. So we will be in some circles of other people that do similar to us, because we're watching them, they're watching us.
Our For You page is a lot of marketers. It doesn't mean that obviously they're not our target audience, because they're not going to.
And you won't always know. You're saying that your videos are going to other Tumblr makers. I would imagine that they are going to other people that are interested in Tumblr makers as well. So I would say you're blooming close. And it's better than, as Anna said, other small businesses. Other Tumblr makers is the right niche. I think what I would do is I would make a huge effort to respond to people and interact with people on your videos that aren't the Tumblr makers.
This is what Tumblrs are. It's bad that I don't really know what Tumblrs are.
I thought Tumblrs were like a cup.
Okay, coffee cups. I didn't really know. I did know, but I didn't know the word.
Coffee lovers. I never knew that. I thought jewellery Tumblr. So we've all thought Tumblrs are different things. So there you go. That's good thinking. Tumblrs equals mums. Tumblrs. Wait a minute. 3 different people have said Tumblrs are 3 different things.
No, I think you're saying that's who the target market would be. Mums, people in the schoolroom, people that love coffee.
Tumblrs are insulated coffee cups, but then my weekend wardrobe says Tumblrs equals mum school runs coffee lovers.
Yeah, that's the target market, isn't it? Yes.
All right. The cogs are going slowly. What I was saying was I would over-interact with your target market, basically.
Yeah.
Responding to... Revel is the king of this that I give credit to.
Yeah.
Getting in and doing, like, video responses. Making a huge effort to respond, interact and engage with your target audience. Not ignoring the people that aren't your target audience, but going over the top on the people that are. And I think that will help 100%. Feed you to the right people.
Yeah, video replies. Making sure that your profile is optimised, so when people... When someone that wants to buy a coffee tumbler is scrolling on their For You page and your video comes up, they're interested in the product, they like the video, they go onto your profile. This is like the make or break part of whether they're going to actually buy or not. So if you've got a strong bio, it says exactly what you do, how you can shop. Have a call to action to a website. People can go straight to your website and shop. Having a nice you've got a logo. Things like that. So just making sure that your profile's optimized. You've categorized your content, so you've got like cover images on all of the all of the videos. You've got playlists, so if you've got the option to categorise the content. So when people do visit your profile, they can binge watch the things that they want to see. You can go onto your website, just making sure that it does look kind of, it does attract your target market and making that
Being clear who you want to attract, especially from the profile, and this is specifically like, content creator pages aren't as key on this, but business pages really are. Like, who are you looking for? Who is the perfect thing? Because I'll land on a page and it'll be like, we want to work with mums. And I'm like, I'm not a mum, see you later. Like, but that's good that they've got rid of me because I'm not a mum and I'm not their target audience. Like, we do come to this a lot, is to go, everyone comes to us and goes, oh, I can sell my product to everyone. No, you can't. There is no one product. That I was thinking the other day, that I don't think there's one thing in the world that everyone agrees on, for one thing, and therefore there's no one product in the world that everyone thinks, I need that product.
No, I would...
Water.
Water, everyone has got to have water.
But
like coffee, I don't like coffee.
Yeah, so if you sell water, but then even if you sell water, some people go, I don't want bottled water, I only want tap water. So, do you know what I mean? Like, there literally is no product that everyone in the world
Toilet
agrees
paper,
on.
yes, Revel.
Toilet paper?
You do kind of...
I can take it or leave it. Revel, in the UK, I think it was every country in the world, it was the first product, wasn't it, that COVID, water, yeah, I got water. So, where everyone sold out bloody toilet paper, so there. I think we're just about... My girlfriend's still stocked up on toilet paper from March 2020. I think we're still going through the reams of toilet paper that she bought. So, thank you for everyone that's joined us. If you joined us late, join the mailing list. We'll let you know how. We're going to do some updates, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Yes, Oz was the same.
It's really something, wasn't it?
I've still been trying to offload my toilet paper that we overbought in 2020. So, yeah, hope you all enjoyed the live. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. As Colin said, sign up to the TikTok newsletter for trend alerts every week. We'll tell you when we're going live, we'll send you tips. And get in touch if you've got any more questions or would like any more help with TikTok.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
I'll move. I was just looking at who's going to turn it off.
Bye.
Get off.
God, take it a while.
Can't find the button.